So, welcome back to another YouTube video, coming to you from Portugal. Touchdown this morning, bit of a early start. I was in work yesterday, well I was working, I had dinner last night, which meant that I got home at about 11, half 11. I had to leave the house at 2 in the morning, so I kind of just stayed up, stuck on a film, and just waited till I had to leave. So I haven't really slept, to be honest. Napping on the plane is an absolute no-go because the seats are so small, and I just end up snoring the whole plane out. I nodded off a few times on the plane, but it's just uncomfortable. You're not in your normal surroundings, so very hard to sleep and actually get some decent rest in. So the rest of today, it is about 11:45 now. I will just be resting. I did my cardio. Today's Sunday, by the way. I did my cardio Wednesday and Friday. So I didn't have to do cardio today because I was traveling, so I made sure that I got them done early. The only thing I have to do now is get like 4,000 or 5,000 steps in, which is I'll be smashing steps this week completely, so that'll be easy. I've had meal one. I brought a dry meal one with me so I could take it through the airport and make sure that I have that as soon as we landed, which was bang on time for meal one anyway. So just had oats and whey mixed together with some water, 2 bagels and a square bar, which kind of is the exact macros of what my egg meal would be in the morning on a rest day. So I've done that. Now I don't have to eat till about half an hour to an hour. Get my normal meal in there. All meals are going to be exactly the same. I don't come off plan at all when I go away. I've literally just been in the shop and shopped for a couple of days, so I'm good in terms of meals. I'll just be able to space them out easily, put them in Tupperwares. Brought Tupperwares with me. They've actually got a decent amount of Tupperwares boxes here, so if I'm going out or something, I can just take meals as and when. But yeah, done the shop, which is a big stress off me. I landed, I was just stressful not having any food, obviously not really knowing what the plan is, but now that I've got food in the fridge and I'm good for the next couple of days, it takes a big stress load off me, because meals are number one right now, because we're still in off season, we're still pushing, so the last thing I want is the body weight to drop over this week. So the plan is to just eat normal meals, and then obviously anything on top of that is a bonus, really. So I'm not really gonna stress too much about eating on top. I do want to enjoy the food out here because it is banging. The fresh fish, all the fresh cooking that they do in the restaurants is spot on, and I can't miss it. So I'll take full advantage of that. But it's only fish and potatoes and decent veg, so it's very, very clean and very, very fresh. Bodybuilder friendly. Plan with training this week. I'm kind of going to do this like vlog over the week, I think, and do little segments, because I've got 3 sessions that I'm going to do this week. Push, pull and arms, I think, and then I'm actually back for leg day. So I planned to go out on a rest day today, or Sunday, and fly back on a rest day and then train legs day after. So I kind of don't miss any sessions, and push and pull are quite easy to do in a gym. You're not in the gym you don't know. They're easy to get around and easy to get a pump, and I'll always get a decent session out there. So that is the plan with that training. And yeah, I'm kind of just take you through this week and film what I want to film, and see what content we get out of this week. It might be a long one. I might film all my sessions back to back and have them in the video, but I'll probably do little segments of each, and that'll be the YouTube video this week. But so yeah, busy morning. I've been awake for a long time. I know I'm gonna crash at some point, but I feel all right at the moment just because I've kept on top of food. Made sure water. I've already had 3.5 litres of water already, and it's only 12 o'clock, so that's good. So yeah, not much else to update on at the moment. Kind of just getting settled. feels nice to be back. I haven't been to Portugal in probably 5 years. We used to come every single year. We came since I was, a baby, 1-2 years old. We used to come every single year, and then just as work has began to get busy, focusing on the business and bodybuilding, you tend to, obviously, bodybuilders out there will know that you tend to take less holidays and don't want to go away from your comfort zone. But the reason why I'm here now is because I'm in an off-season right now. I couldn't go away last year because of prep, and I'm potentially going to be in prep next year, which takes my holidays out of next year, really. So this is kind of a good, very, very good time to take a holiday, because peak off season, food does matter. Like I said before, I just need to eat enough, because I know I'm going to drop weight off water loss just from sweating all day. So it's just going to be a case of staying extra hydrated, making sure electrolytes are getting banged in, which reminds me I need to go and do that now, get them out of the bag. Story about my bag. Weighed it. Obviously you have the little scales that you hold up and weigh your bag once you packed it. It came to 21 kilo at home. Okay, so everything packed, 21 kilo. I was like, yes, the max is 23. Got to the airport, put it on the scale, 29 kilo. So that was an absolute piss take at like 3 a.m, being told either take some stuff out your hold luggage and put it in your hand luggage, or just pay the extra. At that point I was just like, I'll pay it, whatever, as everyone probably else does. But the guy was so sound on the desk. The total came to 78 quid that I'd have to pay on top. He brought it down to 48 quid for me, so absolute legend. I don't know really what I'm going to do on the way back, because I don't think they'll do that on this side of the security, but I'm going to have to transfer some stuff into hand luggage. But yeah, that was this morning's antics. After that, everything was fine. Everything was chilled. Got a coffee, Starbucks coffee at like 4:30. Did a bit of work just before we flew off. Made sure I got back to clients and sent out today's check-ins for clients to get back to today. And then we're here. So that is kind of the over. The plan for the next couple of days. Very chilled these holidays. I won't be doing much at all. Just training, eating, sleeping, recovering, taking my mind off the business, and I'm booked next weekend and all the weekends coming. So this is like a good time to kind of take some R&R and get some good training in, get some good food in, get some good raising, increase that vitamin D, and just chill out. So don't know where I'm going to pick up next. Might be tomorrow's training session in the morning. I'm going to be training, I think the gym opens at 7, so I need to go and buy my weekly pass, so that I can train. But I'll probably see you in the gym. So just doing some steps around the pool. Thought I'd give an update of how today went. I might have posted some training footage before this, but couldn't really do much talking during the session because the gym was pretty busy. So I even felt a bit like I was getting in the way with just filming training footage. So talking and stuff would have just been a bit too much. Take for granted what we have at Elite and being able to just film and do what we kind of want there. When you go back to kind of a normal gym, it's you have to be a bit more cautious and a bit more aware about your space. But today was good. Chest and arms, I pretty much stripped it all the way back to basics today, mainly because it was limited kit. I had a few chest presses and then dumbbell press incline. So I did 2 main presses, dips, 2 fly variations, so cable fly and dumbbell fly, and then did 2 tricep and 1 bicep to finish, which is kind of the layout for what my session is at home. So I just kind of kept that in my head and then just picked movements to kind of match what I would do at home. So it wasn't too bad. Just had to make do with what we had. I keep tripping over that little cobble. But yeah, session was good all in all. And then went and used the spa that was there. So they had hot and cold tubs. The cold tub was probably the coldest one I've ever been in. I did it again. don't know what it was set at, but it was freezing. It only lasted about 3 to 5 minutes in there. And then when I did the sauna and the steam room, so I'll go and do that tomorrow as well, because I'm paying for like a week pass, even though I'm not here for a week. And the week pass gets you access to pretty much everything, including classes and stuff. Obviously I'm not doing classes, but so I want to make sure I'm using everything every single time I go there. So I'll go there tomorrow, go there Wednesday and probably Thursday morning. So no, today was good. Tomorrow's pull, so our standard pull session. What I didn't realise was they've got like 2 levels to the gym. So the downstairs is more kind of weights and calisthenics and things like that. And then upstairs, she said, when she gave me a tour, she was like, upstairs is just cardio. So I was like, all right, there must supposed to be treadmills and bikes, which there were. But there's also pin loading machines. So I missed out on the pec deck today. So tomorrow when I go and train pull, I'm going to see what they have up there and then kind of plan my session around that as well. Just because the gym downstairs was good, but just very limited with what the stuff I could do. Dumbbells went up to 50s, and then they had a set of 60 dumbbells. So I might do some single arm dumbbell rows. Might put that into plan and see what I can do with that. Obviously progression this week or in these 2 sessions I'm not really thinking about, because the load just isn't there. The load that I normally do at the gym, I can't do at this gym, so progression's not really on my mind in terms of hitting logbook numbers and hitting all-time PBs. I'm kind of just going in there to really get a good session. But the good thing about kind of switching gyms and doing different movements is that, again, this might sound very, very bro science, it's probably bullshit, but kind of shocks the muscle into doing different movements. So I know I'm going to be sore tomorrow just because it's having to adapt to new stimulus from new movements, instead of when I go in at home and do a normal session. Obviously I'm doing exactly the same movements every single week and just progressing them, so the body's used to that kind of movement setup, because they're all in the same order. It's it's adapted to the load that I'm using, so you don't get as sore. So I know I'm going to be sore tomorrow, which is good for the mental state. It's just know that you're working and doing your job. But yeah, that was today. Today, rest of the day, just eating and napping and sunbathing, really, which is the whole point of being away. Kind of switch off for a couple of days, try not to burn, but obviously keep my steps up, which I'm doing now. So just walk around the pool for 5-10 minutes at a time. But no, pool tomorrow, and then I'm going to train arms on Wednesday, so I'll definitely get some footage tomorrow, get some footage Wednesday. Like I said in the previous slide, I'm going to be doing, it's just like a vlog of this week, because there's no point in me filming like a full training session, because it doesn't really add up to what I'm doing at home. So there's not really any carryover, or I suppose there's some benefit, because it's like how to, I might caption it or title it how to bodybuild abroad, because it's all about adapting to the situation you're in, and that's what I'm doing now. You know, I'm having to use, you know, different food from different shop, different country. Digestion's been a bit hit and miss just because of using different brands. You know, when you're that meticulous with your food at home, once you change it, even though it's exactly the same food and exactly the same weight, it's different, because it's a different brand, it's from a different country, it's, you know, it's different in that sense. So just having to adapt to all these different things and making sure that you're staying on plan as much as possible. You know, I'm going to do my cardio when I get home, so that'll be done for the week, and then it's just about staying on top of everything while I'm here, making sure that weight is not dropping too much. I actually weighed in this morning at my heaviest weigh-in. I had to jump on the scale 3 times to make sure that it is correct. But I was 135 kilo this morning, and that's after being awake for about 24 hours. Because, like I said in the last slide, I stayed up, not last night, the night before, because I was flying at a stupid time. You know, I had to be at the airport for 3 a.m. Storage cut me off then. I think I was saying about being at the airport and being awake for so long. So yeah, and then just came, obviously got to the villa, got food shopping. I had to obviously get meals in. I had a little nap on the beach, but it wasn't anything crazy. And then I started crashing around 9 o'clock. So I still had meals to get in. Still had like 2 meals to get in. Just tripped over that thing again. Still had 2 meals to get in. So I knew, you know, I'd be in bed by like 10:30, which I was. So had a good sleep last night. But what I was getting at was, I thought I'd have a massive drop in weight. You know, as soon as I got to the airport, like before, when I was flying out, I felt like body was on overdrive just because it'd been awake for so long. So I was stressing out a bit, just hoping that body weight would not drop, and it didn't. I was glad, because I actually don't do this, but I weighed myself when I got to the villa yesterday, and I was like 104 kilos. So I dropped weight from that morning. So I was hoping body weight just didn't drop, and it didn't. So the main goal for this week is to keep body weight where it is, if not drop a bit from today. But you know, I'm doing less. I've got less stress this week, so all those factors are just being like more relaxed. Should play a decent part in holding body weight. Just got to counteract this heat as well, because the heat actually makes you drop weight, because of obviously you're sweating all day, dropping water all day. So trying to keep water intake as high as possible, really, you know, hitting more like the 7.5 litres every day, which is what I'm trying to do. So I'm just keeping these things in check to make sure that when I get back, you know, I'm not in a hole, or haven't wasted days, which I won't, but just got to make sure. So that's today. Plan for the rest of the day is to eat, enjoy time with the family, and then yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for some sort of update, and see some footage of pull. So, today's update from the beach, you can see, just doing steps after meal number 3. Trained pull this morning, which was good. Had to again do what I did yesterday with push, and just swap some of the variations of movements for what I could work within the gym. But to be fair, I hit pretty much the whole session that I would do at home, so it wasn't too bad. For example, swapping the T-bar row that I'd normally do, swapping that out and adding the dumbbell incline row to do like a makeshift T-bar row just with dumbbells. So there's things like that. So good session all in all though. Glad I've been able to get 2 pretty good sessions in. And just picking the right gym, when you go away, searching for the right gym with the right equipment, making sure that it's got stuff you can use in there which is going to be similar to what you're using at home, as close as you can. But even if it didn't, I'd still make up a session and make it work. The biggest factor when you're training in a different gym or out of your normality is just making sure that you're training intensely with the training, taking sets to failure, making sure that the muscle's getting fatigued as much as possible, and that you can do with just a barbell if you've got one, or if you've just got dumbbells, just do dumbbell work, and pick a few movements and take muscle to extreme failure and beyond if you can. That is what's going to get you a good session. Don't if you're going abroad and you can't find a gym, don't just not go, or, you know, spit your dummy out and say you're going to have a shit session because it's not what you got at home. You've got to make it work. Whatever you're dealt with, you've got to make it work. You know, if we look back to COVID, when COVID hit and we all had to train at home, I still managed to even progress, I think, just using resistant bands. But I was, you know, very meticulous in what I did with them. Every session was planned out. Resistant bands I made sure I got very heavy ones so that it felt like the loads I was using was just going from resistance instead of actual load. I'm going off on a tangent there, but yeah, today was good. And today's been pretty much the same as it is all the time on holiday. Very chilled. You know, recovery's in a very good place. Just making sure that I'm resting as much as possible, really. I'm just not doing too much. Like, you know, the only output that I do now is my steps, which I'm doing now. So, but it's been nice to kind of take a step back and shut off from everything at home these last few days. And I think just like the drop in cortisol, stress, has been really good for me. You know, I haven't spent too much time on Instagram than I normally do because I haven't had the signal. So that's been nice. I've just been posting and then just not really going on it much. So that's been good. And just being away from UK and being in a different country is just nice, you know. But yeah, that'll wrap us up for today. You would have seen some of the training footage from the pool session that I'll post. Tomorrow I'm doing cardio, well, arms first and then cardio. So I got my first cardio session out of the way and done, because I can't do it when I get home. I only have enough days to do the Sunday cardio. So yeah, plan is to film some stuff for arms tomorrow. Just do the same that we've been doing the last few days. Just give you an update where we're at this week. Body weight's holding very nicely. Still 135 today. That's been 2 days on the bounce hitting 135, which hasn't happened before. So whether it's a drop in stress, I don't know, but it's, you know, it's been good to see that weight hold and stick. I'd love to see that weight hold and stick till Friday when I train legs, because I've got 2 high days coming up as well. Friday, Saturday will be 2 high days. I had the updates from Luke yesterday with the plan for this week. He obviously wants me to come home and then hit 2 high days. So I'm just going to do them back to back on leg day and then delts on Saturday. So obviously incorporating the high day protocol around training and then the off-plan meals at night. So that'll be good. But yeah, until tomorrow, guys. We'll see you then. So, little update again from the beach. This is the next day. Same beach, same steps. Trained arms this morning, and did my cardio today as well. So arms was good. I basically just picked 3 tricep movements and 3 bicep movements, and then just did the standard working sets off that, like 2 top, 1 back off, or 3 straight working sets, 3 straight top sets. So it's going back and forth between that. Hit triceps first and finish with biceps. Pretty easy, simple arm session. Didn't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to get it done, really. I do find training arms boring, but I'd rather have done that than not trained. Went on holiday, so when I used the spar afterwards, like I said, I did cardio as well, 25 minutes, which is good. So that's 1 cardio session boxed off already for this week, and then that's it. So not much to update on today, just a bit of training. Food's the same. I'm eating rest day food today, but with 6 meals, because I dropped quite a bit of weight this morning from last night. Reason being just because I had 5 meals yesterday instead of 6, which is normally what I do before a rest day, is hit 5 meals. So I kind of knew it was coming, but today I'm going to hit 6 meals and pretend like tomorrow's a training day, even though it's not. But tomorrow is usually a training day because it's Thursday, so I'm training legs Friday this week. So but yeah, guys, that will be it. That wraps us up for this holiday bodybuilding abroad vlog. Just how I get around training, nutrition, staying on top of everything whilst being away in a different country. So we'll leave it there, guys. Leave it with a view of the beach. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you again soon.